Welcome to the Rohn Mindset. In this video, we're talking about 10 rules to transform your life in 2025. If you're ready to experience real change this year, in your health, your relationships, your finances, or your personal growth, then you're exactly where you need to be. What we're about to cover isn't about quick hacks or empty promises. It's about timeless principles straight from the wisdom of Jim Rohn that can guide you to a stronger mindset, smarter decisions, and a future that you'll look back on with pride. If you've ever felt stuck, overwhelmed, or unsure of how to move forward, I encourage you to stay with me until the end. Because by the time we're done, you'll have a clear roadmap for reshaping your mindset, your habits, and ultimately, your results. This is your year. This is your time. 2025 can either pass by like any other year, or it can be the year you take full control of your direction. Let's dive in. Rule number 1, protect your plans, work in silence. One of the most overlooked yet powerful rules for success is this: keep your plans to yourself, especially in the early stages. We live in a world where everyone wants to announce what they're going to do. People love to talk about their big dreams, their new projects, or their next move. But here's the problem: talking too much about your plans can drain the very energy you need to make them happen. When you share your goals too soon, you open the door to opinions, criticism, and doubts, sometimes from the very people you hoped would encourage you. And here's the truth: not everyone will see your vision the way you do. Not everyone has your level of belief. What often happens is this: your excitement begins to fade. You start second-guessing yourself because someone else didn't understand your idea. That spark you felt? It gets weaker every time someone plants their doubts in your mind. Your dreams were given to you for a reason. They're not meant to be put on display for approval. They're meant to be protected, nurtured, and built quietly in the dark. Just like a seed needs time in the soil before it breaks through the surface, your goals need time to grow before you expose them to the world. Think about how many times you've told someone about a plan, and suddenly the passion you had started to fade. Why? Because talking about success can give you the illusion of progress. You feel like you've already accomplished something simply because you announced it. But talking isn't doing. Action is what creates results. That's why real growth often happens in silence. When you keep your focus on the work, you build momentum, discipline, and results that no one can deny. And when the time is right, when the results are visible, then you can share your journey proudly, because your actions will already be speaking louder than words ever could. Now, I'm not saying you should never share your plans. But you must be intentional. Only share with the right people, at the right time. Be very cautious with dream killers, people who drain your energy, point out every risk, or dismiss your vision before it has the chance to grow. Protect your dream until it's strong enough to stand on its own. I learned this lesson the hard way. There were times I wasted so much energy talking about what I wanted to do that I left myself with nothing to actually do it. But once I shifted my focus, keeping my plans private, pouring all my energy into execution, that's when everything changed. And you know what? That's when people started noticing. Not because I told them, but because they could see the results for themselves. That's one of the greatest feelings in the world: when your work speaks so loudly, you don't have to say a word. So remember this: protect your plans. Work in silence. Let your results do the talking. That's how real success is built. Rule number 2, the danger of sharing too early. We've all been there: you get an idea that excites you so much, you can hardly keep it in. Maybe it's a new business, a fitness goal, or a personal project. The excitement builds up, and the first thing you want to do is tell someone. You call your friends, you tell your family, you even share it on social media. But here's the danger: when you share your ideas too soon, you risk suffocating them before they've even had the chance to breathe. Why? Because the moment you put your dream out there, you invite opinions. And opinions are not always kind, supportive, or even helpful. Some people won't understand your vision. Others will immediately tell you why it won't work, why it's too risky, or why you're not ready. And the truth is, sometimes you don't need feedback, you need focus. You need time to test your idea, to take the first steps, and to build confidence in yourself before you let the outside world weigh in. The problem with sharing too early is that it exposes your dream while it's still fragile. It's like planting a seed and then digging it up every day to show people it will never take root. Growth requires patience, protection, and consistency. Here's something to think about. How many brilliant ideas have been abandoned not because they were impossible, but because they were shared too early with the wrong audience? Too many. Don't let that happen to you. Protect your vision until it's strong enough to stand on its own. Test it in private. Build it in silence. Strengthen it through consistent action. Then, when you finally share it with the world, it won't just be an idea, it will be a reality in motion. Remember, it's not the applause of others that makes your dream real. It's the quiet work you do when nobody's watching. So here's the rule: be patient with your ideas. Don't rush to share them. Let them grow roots before you show them to the world. Rule number 3: discipline over motivation. Motivation is exciting. It feels good. It's that spark you get when you hear an inspiring speech, watch a motivational video, or set a new goal. But here's the truth: motivation is temporary. It fades. And if you rely only on motivation, you'll never build the consistency needed to transform your life. That's where discipline comes in. Discipline is what keeps you moving long after the motivation disappears. It's the quiet force that gets you out of bed when you don't feel like it. It's the commitment to keep showing up, day after day, even when no one is clapping for you. Think of it this way: motivation is like a spark, it can ignite the fire. But discipline is the wood that keeps that fire burning. Without discipline, your motivation burns out quickly, leaving you stuck exactly where you started. Every great achievement you've ever admired, whether it's in business, sports, art, or personal growth, was built on discipline. Not just bursts of inspiration, but daily choices, repeated over and over. Here's what discipline does for you. It makes your habits stronger than your excuses. It keeps you focused when distractions try to pull you off course. It turns temporary effort into lasting transformation. Discipline means you keep your word to yourself. If you say you'll exercise, you do it. If you commit to saving money, you follow through. If you promise yourself you'll read, learn, or practice, you stick to it no matter how you feel. Because feelings are temporary. Discipline is permanent. The truth is, the gap between where you are and where you want to be isn't filled with motivation, it's filled with disciplined action. So here's the rule: stop waiting for motivation to show up. Build the muscle of discipline. When you live with discipline, your results won't depend on your mood. They'll depend on your commitment. And that is what creates transformation. Rule number 4: surround yourself with the right people. Show me your circle, and I'll show you your future. The people you spend the most time with have a direct impact on your mindset, your habits, and ultimately, your destiny. If you're serious about transforming your life in 2025, you cannot afford to overlook this rule. Think about it: energy is contagious. Spend enough time with negative, small-minded, or unmotivated people, and eventually, their mindset will rub off on you. You'll start lowering your standards without even realizing it. You'll start thinking smaller, moving slower, and doubting yourself more. But when you surround yourself with people who challenge you, encourage you, and inspire you, something shifts inside you. You start thinking bigger. You start raising your standards. You start believing in possibilities you never imagined before. Jim Rohn said it best: you are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. That's not just a nice quote. It's a reality check. Ask yourself: who am I listening to every day? Who do I let influence my decisions? Do the people around me push me forward or hold me back? Here's the truth: you cannot live a positive, empowered life if you're constantly surrounded by negative influences. Sometimes the hardest part of growth is letting go of the people who no longer align with the person you're becoming. That doesn't mean you cut people off cold or stop caring about them. It means you become intentional about who has access to your mind and your energy. It means you spend less time with those who drain you and more time with those who build you. And here's the good news: you don't always need direct access to mentors or role models. In today's world, you can fill your mind with books, podcasts, videos, and teachings from people who will lift your perspective and fuel your growth. So, rule number 4 is simple but life-changing: choose your circle wisely. Protect your environment like your future depends on it, because it does.